Welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use retimer properly with multiple objects. So normally you will be using retimer with only one physics object, but here I will use this with this. Okay, so let's start creating. So let's create the TyFlow, open editor and birth objects. And then we are going to use our box, and then we are going to use physics shape for some physics, and then we're going to use collision. Physics collision, we don't need this one. This was for the standard particles. So this is the physics collision, and let's pick our box here. And right now we have just a simple simulation. Now the next thing we need to do is to give it some fractures. So we are going to use Voronoi fracture. You can use multi-fracture, but just for the simplicity, I'm using Voronoi fracture only. Okay, let's increase the points to 100. Okay, I think it's breaking too early. So we are going to use some of the tests like physics bind. Okay, I think only physics bind will work properly. So this is with the physics bind. Okay, let's go down and enable breaking. So now we are defining with this much force, the bindings will break. So let's decrease these forces. It's also too much, so let's decrease it more. Like this. Okay, so I think I need a exploded animation like shoo faster. So let's move it here. Okay, so I think this is fine. So the benefit of using physics band is that we have some larger pieces, we have some smaller pieces. Okay, now you can add more pieces by using more Voronoi fracture now, but I think it's fine. Let's go to TyFlow and retimer. Okay, so now we need to enable the simulation retimer, and then we need to create keyframes. So one thing you can do is that you can freeze your animation like this. But right now we are seeing a problem, and that problem is that our stick is not sync with our retimer. So we need to fix it. So the easy way to do it is just open the TyFlow and then create another event, which is birth objects, and then pick the original object. Okay, right now as you can see, it's not animated. Then we need to go here and we need to inherit position, animation, and scale like this. And now if we apply the retimer, it will sync with our retimer like this. So like this, you can create a freeze animation. So the whole destruction is freezed in a single frame. Okay, let's create animation for it for now, like here, and I think this much is fine. So now we have created two keyframes, and these two keyframes are related to retimer. We can move them apart, so this will create a slow motion. Like this, we can move them closer, and this will create a faster animation. But the one great thing we can do is that, like here, after this thing, I want slow motion, or let's this animation. So I can create another keyframe, and then I can move this afar. So what will happen? It will strike faster, and then it will run in slow motion. Make sure you are using curves. Okay, now let's run the simulation, and now you can see the result. Let's make first ones closer. like this, and let's run it. And this is the benefit of using retimer. You cannot do this kind of things in real life. That's why we use 3D animation for it. And this animation is very satisfying if you combine it with more complex animations, more complex destruction. You can also create reverse. So if I can just delete this one and move the keyframes like this. So now we have a reverse animation. And you can also create a loop like this. And now we have a loop animation. So all of these possibilities are happened, are we can do it because of this retimer. So that's it for this video. I highly recommend to use retimer most of the times because you can create amazing things with it.